My inspiration for the set design, I found it in a lot of places. I think graffiti was a big one. I had to do my research into the 1980s, and I was really interested in how rap and hip hop affected the street art movement. But I have to say that with all the background research I did, my main source of inspiration came from my own personal experience with this genre of music. I grew up in a town where everybody wanted to be a rapper, that was the thing. We'd be at lunch in the classroom and people are making beats with their hands with pencils, and sometimes someone would just drop a verse. And so it was a lot of fun, I miss it. And so I just always associated rap and hip hop with that sort of joy and nostalgia, and I really wanted to bring that boldness, that vibrancy, that colorfulness to the stage.
Perhaps some of you are here to take a little trip through memory. Maybe you remember when? Well, remember when. And there's nothing wrong with that. The wax artifact is memory, tangible.
The selector is kind of like the DJ MC narrator of how we got on. Sky plays the selector and she does it so awesomely. She's got the voice for it and the vibe for it. It looks so cool. Y'all are gonna have to come check it out.
I think that the show taking place in the 80s is really important because there's actually a line in the beginning that Selector says where she's like, hip hop is 15 years old at this time. And the crazy thing about that is Hank, Julian, and Luann are all 15. So the same way hip hop has been growing, evolving, changing for those 15 years, they have as well as they've been growing up. So the great part about the time period is it almost feels like hip hop is theirs. You came up the same time I came up. We found this love for you the same time you found this love within the world to spread hip hop as a message. And I just find that to be really inspiring and just almost a reflection on the 80s, the time period, because the one thing that's consistent is their parents don't fully support their dreams, but we see them still chasing it, which is something that was really pivotal.
There is so much about this show that inspires me. It is such a well-written and nuanced and well-crafted show. Shout out the writer, Idris Goodwin. What he created was a show that celebrates the culture of people of color in hip-hop. It allows us to express our full humanity. So it allows us to express our joy. It allows us to express our pain and our trials and our tribulations, but also our happiness and our triumphs. And I think that, moving forward, those are the types of shows that we as artists in the world and at Emerson really need to focus on, are those shows that allow all of us, but especially people of color, to express their full humanity and to celebrate themselves.
I feel like what the audience has to bring with them is that no matter what, everybody has a story to tell. That's kind of what the root of hip-hop and rap as a culture has been. Rap is almost like the voice of hip-hop, if you consider hip-hop a body. And the one thing is West Coast, they wanted the realism of everything that's been going on. And the East Coast, they just wanted to show that you can be poetic and you can be, have your rhyme schemes and different things like this and all this knowledge, and you can portray it in a way. And I feel that's really important. Everybody has their own story, their own mode, anything they want to tell, and you should be willing and capable of expressing that to the world.
Most of all, I just want them to come out of this show with kind of a newfound, or even not a newfound, appreciation for rap and hip hop. It's a genre about just kind of expressing yourself. It's a form of expression, and I really want people to kind of see that and appreciate that, even if they themselves don't listen to it.
I hope that the audience feels inspired after they see this show. I feel all of the characters in this show, they're just like everybody else in the world, and that they really are just trying to express themselves in the fullest and most authentic way possible.